In the ruins of a collapsed star fortress, they found it, an armor, with no seams, no power source, no interface. Its design was older than any known civilization. Attempts to cut it, scan it, or even understand it all failed. The only thing they knew for sure was its lethal nature, a fact recorded without emotion in scientific logs. The armor had killed every single being that tried to wear it. Priests called it cursed. Soldiers swore it was alive, but no one, not for a second, disputed the result. The first volunteer, an alien from a species known for its resilience, lasted only 3 seconds. The armor sealed around his body, and his nervous system instantly overloaded. He died without a mark on him. The second attempt used a being with redundant neural pathways, thinking it could handle the strain. The armor synchronized even faster. The subject managed one single scream before going silent. After 12 deaths, each more horrifying than the last, the Galactic Council had seen enough. They banned all further testing. The armor was sealed away in a high-gravity vault, its files stamped with one word: forbidden. Centuries passed. The galaxy moved on, the story of the deadly armor fading into legend. Then, humans arrived on the galactic stage. Compared to other species, they were biologically fragile, almost embarrassingly so. But their technology was aggressive, and their history showed a disturbing, yet fascinating, pattern of reckless survival. The Council, wary but pragmatic, allowed limited cooperation. During a joint excavation project, a human engineer was assigned to the very facility where the armor was kept. He was a quiet man, reviewing the old, grim records without a word of comment. He then did something no one expected. He requested access to the vault. The Council denied him, of course, but fate, or perhaps the armor itself, had other plans. A sudden power fluctuation caused the vault to open, just for a moment. Alarms blatted. Security forces rushed to containment, expecting the worst. They found the human engineer standing before the open vault. His hand was resting gently on the armor's surface, and the armor was reacting. Energy surged, monitors spiked, and the human collapsed to one knee. Security raised their weapons, but then froze in disbelief. The armor wasn't attacking. Instead, for the first time in recorded history, it unfolded. Segments shifted with impossible smoothness. Its surface seemed to soften. Internal systems, long dormant, hummed to life. Slowly, almost deliberately, the armor began to wrap itself around the human. Medical teams prepared for the inevitable, but death never came. The engineer stood up. His vitals, which had gone haywire, suddenly stabilized. Neural scans showed something impossible. Perfect synchronization without any overload. The armor adjusted its form continuously, matching his breathing, his posture, his every subtle movement. The human took a single step, and the reinforced floor cracked beneath his foot. Localized gravity warped around his mass. Power readings went completely off the charts, exceeding all projections. The terrified council demanded he remove the armor immediately. The human tried. The armor wouldn't release him. Instead, it projected a flood of data and images into the chamber. Ancient wars, entire species erased from existence, civilizations burned to ash. The truth was finally revealed. The armor wasn't a weapon of conquest. It was a filter. It had rejected every mind that was built for domination and hierarchy. It was searching for something else entirely. The human spoke, his voice quiet. He said the armor felt heavy, but familiar. He said it reminded him of responsibility. The armor seemed to respond to his words. It amplified his movements, but constrained his force. It boosted his strength, but automatically limited any lethal output. It created a protective field, safeguarding all life within a certain radius. And in that moment, the council understood. The armor had been built for guardians, not conquerors. And humans. Humans were uniquely compatible. Their entire history was a story of survival through restraint. They built terrible weapons, then spent centuries arguing about how, or if, they should be used. They destroyed, and then they rebuilt, their guilt always intact. The armor recognized this internal conflict, this constant struggle between power and conscience. The engineer was escorted from the facility, the armor moving with him as a second skin. It only released him when he slept. The council revised all its protocols. The armor was no longer forbidden. It was assigned. Human forces were never allowed to deploy it for attack. It was activated only for defense and evacuation missions, and wherever it walked, battles simply stopped. Not out of fear, but out of a strange, palpable pressure. Combatants found themselves unable to strike a killing blow. The armor didn't change human nature. It just reflected its best parts. The final report stated the conclusion simply: the armor could not be worn by the mighty. It could only be trusted by the conflicted. It could only be trusted by humans.